GovHack is an annual competition where thousands of people come together and share ideas using open government data. GovHack is a free and open event for people of all abilities, with prizes to be won for the best entries in each challenge. GovHack is sponsored by government and corporate sponsors. Telstra Developer is one of GovHack's 2020 Australian national sponsors. Manhar Kaur from GovHack marketing team and Michelle Howley, developer advocate at Telstra Dev, will have a chat about their sponsorship between GovHack and Telstra Dev. Welcome, Manhar and Michelle.
Thank you for handing it over to me, Matthew. Moving forward to the first question for Michelle. How does GovHack align with your company, Telstra Dev?
So Telstra Dev is Telstra's API and IoT marketplace, and we're a one-stop shop for developers and makers to access Telstra's core network services. So that's everything from connectivity, the hardware, and the data insights through our APIs. And for me, GovHack represents, we get to enable everyday citizens to have access to open data and the tools to harness those insights. So we at Telstra Dev are also about enabling people of all abilities to create better lives for citizens through open source tools, with open and accessible really being the key. And I personally have competed in GovHack before and found it a great way to meet like-minded, solution-driven people. And I really felt empowered to use my city's data for good. And that's what Telstra Dev wants to do as well, empower everyone with some of the amazing tools that we have available.
That's interesting to have that corporate social responsibility as a company. So what has been your experience of being involved in GovHack events?
Yeah, so when I was a student in engineering, I really loved coming together with other people to learn and address some of the challenges that GovHack has. So now in my role at Telstra Dev, I've been able to create some of those challenges as well, which we'll be sharing with the community too. And so far this year, it's been great to be part of the conference as well, before the hackathon too.
That's interesting. A lot to look forward to. From your experience of being a sponsor with GovHack, what do you think works well when you sponsor with GovHack?
I think, it's hard to tell so far because we haven't had the hack yet, but as a sponsor for 2020, I'm really excited to learn from the participants about what they create with our technology in new and exciting ways. So we can't know every single possibility that's out there, and that's what I plan to hear from putting out those challenges. And of course, getting people more aware of Telstra Dev API and IoT services and using them is of great value too. Because when people think about Telstra, they usually think about, mobile phones and SIM cards, but we're definitely more than just a networks provider. So we really want to work with you guys and the participants to give you the technology that you need to build amazing things. So through sharing the Telstra Dev marketplace through the GovHack challenges, it's really going to open up our minds to see what's possible. And I'm really excited to hear about the themes for this year, because we can really work on anything from emergency management to health and well-being and everything in between.
Well, that sounds like it'd be a first-hand experience and something that both GovHack and Telstra Dev will be looking forward to. This year actually is our first ever digital hackathon, keeping in mind the health and safety of our participants and our sponsors. With that in mind, what do you think are some exciting facets that you're expecting to see?
Yeah, so the most exciting part is to be able to be in literally 10 places at once all across the country. So being able to not have to pick and choose which city and which GovHack I'll be able to contribute to. So being a mentor, I think that's really great. We're going to have a team of Telstra developer mentors to be able to help, and we can spread ourselves across the country, which is really great. But I don't know if that's going to be super efficient or even more exhausting than a usual hackathon. So we'll have to wait and see, but I'm really excited about that. And the other part for me, I mentioned the pre-hack conference. So especially because these workshops have been recorded and they're available for the participants to look back on, you can all continue upskilling yourselves in preparation for the hack. So I got to give an in-depth introduction to some of our APIs and showed step-by-step how to make your first messaging API call. And it's for people who have no coding experience. So that API is going to be available during the hack weekend. So anyone can start using it effectively on the first Friday, because you've been able to watch the Telstra Dev conference workshop and sort of get familiar with the technology. So for me, being digital means that we have those resources that we can keep looking back on and watching again. So that's been really cool.
That's amazing. Do you have any message you'd like to give for this year's participants, especially?
For this year's participants, I think I just want everyone out there, so hackers, hustlers, and hipsters alike, to know that the people that build the technology of the future are the ones that are shaping our future. So Australia really needs all kinds of people shaping the future of our digital ecosystem, not just engineers, not just hackers, it's everybody. So I really welcome everyone to think outside the box, bring your own life experiences, bring their own challenges that you face in your everyday life, because you know best about those, so we can solve some meaningful problems together. And I really think that collaboration and partnerships is key. So my message to everyone out there is, we at Telstra Dev would love to hear from you if you think that we could work together on a real IoT solution. If you have a great idea but don't quite know how to get there, or maybe you do know how to get there but you need some help, I think industry like Telstra are really all about collaborating, especially in current times when we can all connect digitally.
Yeah, I think this is a wonderful opportunity for even an enhancement of the digital world, and in the future moving forward towards a digital space and allowing more people to access it all over the world and making it borderless. Before I finish, are there any other comments you'd like to share with us?
Well, thank you so much for having me, Menhar, as well. And just for everyone, if you want to know more about Telstra Dev, like I said, people probably haven't heard of this developer part before. You can head on to our website at dev.telstra.com. It'd also be great if you could go onto Hackerspace and check out the conference that we presented. You don't need any coding experience, remember, so it's for everyone. And after the hackathon, if you want to stay involved with the local Internet of Things space, if this kind of sparked your interest in some of the challenges, you can find some local meetups near you. So GovHack is once a year, but the community is there all the time, right? And so are we. So I'm involved with things like the Melbourne Internet of Things meetup, which has gone virtual recently, so everyone can be involved. There's open source communities where you can meet other developers and start learning. So yeah, keep in contact even after the hackathon.
Well, thank you so much for your time, Michelle. It was a pleasure speaking to you. I'll just now hand it over back to Matthew.
Thank you.
Thank you, Menhar and Michelle. It was great to hear about the partnership between Telstra Dev and GovHack. This allows the sponsors to share their technology with their tools, engaging the community of developers. The virtual conference, as Michelle mentioned, is a great no-code tutorial, and you should check it out. The benefits of GovHack from all this is that not just the prize money for our winners, but we get some great tools to share with our hackers as well. So with the COVID challenges and with the virtual event, we're engaging more on social media, YouTube, Slack and Zoom this year between sponsors, competitors and the GovHack team. Next weekend, on the 14th and 16th of August, thousands of people come together in what's become one of the world's largest open data competitions. We look forward to joining you this year's hack. Thank you.